And the word threskia simply means worship. Has nothing to do with religion, especially external, that which consists of ceremonies. Alright? So now the next point that we're going to hit is we're going to go to the Hebrew New Testament. This is the New Testament in Hebrew, right? We're going to go to the book of James, the first chapter, and we're going to scroll down to the 26th and the 27th verse. This is Ka. The letter Ka is 20 and the Y is 6. 26 put together. That's the 26th verse. Alright? And then as you read on down through the 26th verse, what you're going to see is right here, the word is ibad. Alright? Now let's do a little zoom on that. Alright, right there. See the word? The word there is ibad. Alright, now the word ibad means servant or service. Alright, and as you read on down some more on the 26th verse, right there, the next word that you see is ibadathwa. That means his service. Okay, his Y at the end of a word is his. Ibad is when you put it together, ibadathwa is his service or his servant. Alright, then when you scroll down to the 27th verse, right here in the 27th verse, the word there is ibadah, which is again service. So that's in the Hebrew. So let you know that these devils, they like to play, they like to play with words. That's why you can't trust the devil. That's why you have to go into the original writings of the Bible to find out what those words mean. Now, we're going to hit another word in the New Testament in the book of Acts, the 26th chapter. We're going to go to Acts, the 26th chapter, and we're going to read the 5th verse, because this is another scripture that uses the word religion. It says, which knew me from the beginning, this is Paul speaking, if they would testify that after the most straightest sect of our religion, I lived a Pharisee. Now once again, we have to go to the Blue Letter Bible, and we have to type in Acts 26, Acts 26, alright, verse 5, and you scroll down and you see the word religion. And what do you see there? Threskia, which we read before. And the word threskia means really it means worship, especially external, that which consists of ceremonies. That's what it means. They have religious here, religious discipline, religion, but this is what it means. Basically means service or worship of the Most High. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Hebrew New Testament. We're going to go to Acts, the 26th chapter, right? And this is the 20, and then 6, Chi is 20, and the Y is 6, 26, verse 5, right? Ha is 5, right? And as you read on down, the words here that we want to deal with is let's do a zoom on that, is hadabakyam. Now the word hadabakyam means to be joined together, strong spiritual adherence. And the next word we want to deal with is wa pakwadya, right? And the word wa pakwadya means and command, because it's the commandments of the Most High that draw us together, that takes the nation of Israel and brings the nation of Israel together as one unit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to a couple of scriptures, and the first scripture we're going to hit is the book of Psalms, the 50th chapter, right, and verse 5, and it says, what? Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. So what is gathering? The saints of the Most High. What are they being gathered by? The commandments of the Lord, because in the commandments the Lord gave us a law of sacrifice. So gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And those that have made a covenant with the Most High by sacrifice are the Israelites. Alright, now the next scripture we're going to go to is in the book of Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, and the 1st verse, and it says what? Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. So how is Israel going to gather together? By the laws, statutes, commandments, the judgments of the scriptures, by the Bible. That's how Israel's going to be gathered together. So now, let's go from there to the book of Nehemiah, the 8th chapter and the 1st verse. And I suggest you brothers, as Elder Tahar has already mentioned to you brothers should go back to the history and start reading your history, because this helps give you examples of what the scriptures are speaking about. When you hear Paul speaking about certain things, and when you hear Peter and Yahushua and other disciples and other righteous men speaking and giving certain examples of things, they would always reflect back to the history. And then that gives you a better understanding of certain scriptures. If you go back and read the history, then you can tie everything together. That's what binds everything. That's what gathers everything together. Alright, so this is Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 1. It says, and all the people gathered, here we go again, gathered themselves together as one man. See, because we're supposed to be speaking the same thing. Into the street. Oh, wait a minute. That's a cold cut for these niggas that like to stay at home and make videos at home, and they don't like to hit the streets. Well, we're not gonna keep justifying why we make videos in the studio. We hit the streets. All right. So it says, and all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate, and they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the what? To bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. So how did they gather together? By the book of the laws of Moses, because that's what they had back then. Okay, there were certain things that they didn't have back then. They didn't have the Chronicles. They didn't have they didn't have certain, they had like Chronicles and Kings, but they didn't have the New Testament back then. There were certain books that weren't written yet. So what did they have? They had the law of Moses. They had Judges, Joshua, and certain other books that they had back then that the Lord would cause his scribes and his priests to read to the nation of Israel, to gather them together. It says, and Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street. There you go again, street. You niggas out there that's talking that BS, you need to be hitting them streets. You don't need to be talking shit behind videos and making bullshit videos. You need to get your monkey ass out there in the streets and teach the word the right way, lest the Most High smoke your ass. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women and those that could understand. And the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law, which is the word. And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood. That's why the Abba Bivens used to stand on the pulpit of wood out there in Harlem back in the days, because it's all spiritual. The Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the sons of the living power, which they had made for the purpose. And beside him stood Mattathiah and Shema and Ananiah and Urijah and Hilkiah and Messiah and Maaseiah on his right hand, and on his left hand Pedaiah and Mishael and Malchiah and Hashum and Badana, Zechariah and Meshulam. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all